Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Brandon Bondo here, and we are back working on the FRS again. And today, our goal is to work on the back frame damage. I don't really want to call it a frame, but it is part of the actual body, like the actual chassis itself. But it's part of the trunk, so it's not really any structure on it. I don't know. I'll explain it here in a second. But pretty much today, what we did was we've been recording for, we weren't recording, but we did a little bit of work already. So we went ahead, we got the control arm fully out here, as you guys can see. So I tried to explain this in the last video, where we have the control arm, and it was still inside the vehicle. But as you guys can tell here, this is supposed to be completely straight. This is supposed to be bent completely straight like that. As you guys can see, it went direct 90 right in between these two pieces here, which I'm thinking is on purpose. I think that's why this is here, is so that it would crumple in like that and save the rest of the subframe. And as you guys can see, it did its job very well. Everything else is still straight, so everything underneath the car is also still straight, so that's awesome. Also, we got the rear bumper off. This is not going to get reused just because of this crack right here. This is all missing material, so we have to get a new bumper as well. It kind of sucks, but whatever. But here's the actual damage of what's going on back here. I guess I should show you guys the actual normal side first. This is what it's supposed to look like, nice and straight, right? And then you come over here, and it's kind of caved in. We've already tried pulling it a little bit out, but we still got a crumple point right here. And then in here, this is supposed to be straight. And then actually, if we pull this wheel off here, I'll show you guys after I pull the wheel off. So behind this actual weather strip here, you pull this forward, you guys can see it actually crumpled right there. And that is actually a problem, because this piece here is, sorry, I'm holding a phone and a camera and trying to point this out at the same time. But this here is actually like 1 3/4 inches inward, which can interfere with the wheel at some point, which is a problem. Not necessarily in like the case of safety, but just in the case of future issues and being on a line and all that stuff. And that is actually why this piece here is kinked out like that. It's kind of hard to see from there. But if you guys look here, this is actually pushed out past the inside fender area, and that is all really stiff because it is all pushed forward. So it's all pushed forward. We need to pull it back out and back out this way. So kind of at like this angle here, about 1 3/4 inches, which kind of sucks. So what actually sucks about that is not the fact that it's going to be hard to do it, but the fact that I need specific tools to do that, and I don't really have any other tools other than hammers. So I guess I'm going to go at it with hammers, see if I can get it as far out as possible. Otherwise, we might have to rely on me getting some hydraulic pieces to actually fix the frame and do it all correctly. And I have to do it correctly because I want to be able to get this car titled and be able to go on the road before we start doing any modifications to it. So that kind of sucks, but we're probably going to start working on that here. I also went ahead and I got the airbag out. So this was a passenger side airbag. This is what went off and pretty much totaled out the car all on its own. So this airbag here is out, and we are all good on that. Pretty much all we're going to do is we are going to clean out the remaining pieces or remaining garbage in the back here. Start hopefully working on the frame and everything. But I do want to ask you guys real quick, if you guys have any ideas what we should call this car, what we should call her. I'm thinking Nissandaru. And if you guys don't know what that means, don't worry, it's a made-up word, and it has code for things that I have planned for this car. So if you guys can figure out what the meaning of that car or what the meaning of that name is for this car down below, I will probably leave a like on the comments. No, not a like. I'll leave a heart on the comment if you figure out exactly what Nissandaru means, because it does have to do with the future plans of this car. But I'm not going to explain the plans of this car, because I do want it to be a secret until we actually get to it. It's going to be really, really exciting once we get to it. But anyways, if you guys have any actual names for the car, we can go ahead and come up with it. I have no idea what we're going to call it. I don't know. If you guys have any ideas what we can call the car, put it down below. I'll like one. And if any of you guys come up with a really good one, I'll start calling it that. But for now, it's Nissandaru. And yeah. So also in the last video, I did point out that I was going to start keeping track of everything that this car cost. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up a list right now. I'm going to explain how much I've put into the car so far, and that's including parts that are coming. And we'll figure out how far we are off from where we need to be. Okay guys, so I went ahead, I added up everything that I've spent so far on the car. Keep in mind the car is not done. It is nowhere near being done, but this is what we're currently at. So for the entire car, the purchase of the vehicle, the fees, the Copart fees, broker fees, shipping, all that stuff, everything from getting it from the time that I purchased it to receiving the car was $2,128, $2,128. Not bad at all in my opinion for a chassis that is in pretty good condition for what I would say. It does not have a title. I need to put that out there as well. We will include all title fees and everything like that later on in the videos. That'll probably be later down the road, probably a couple weeks, maybe a month, maybe 2 months. We have no idea. The goal right now is to get the car up and running and driving so I can get it out to drift events, since that is the main purpose of this car, is to be a drift car, but we do want it to be street legal as well. On the purchase of the car, that is $2,128. On top of that, we added $40 for a driver's side mirror. This is not really needed. If I really wanted to, I could probably fix this one, but it just flops around a lot, and I just didn't feel like dealing with it, so I went ahead and bought a new one. We could definitely save some money on that, but me being lazy, I thought it would probably be easier to just replace the whole thing and not have to deal with it later. Thinking about it. Yeah, because if you look at this one, that's how it's supposed to be, nice and stiff and everything. So, I don't know, I probably could have fixed that one, but didn't really feel like it. Next up, we have the rear control arm. That was $35. That will be here pretty soon, and after we get that on, we should be able to take the car for a test drive, make sure that everything is good. Axles and all that stuff look fine, so we should be fine. Fingers crossed that there's nothing wrong with the transmission or the diff or anything like that, but as far as I'm aware, it should be just that. So $35 for the rear control arm, and then $63 for the passenger airbag, which was the most expensive thing I've put into the car aside from buying the car. So that is at $63 for the passenger airbag, roof airbag, and then for the slow blow fuse, which is that one fuse that was keeping it from starting yesterday, that is that one right there. That was $13.45, and then all the other low profile fuses that we also replaced in the process was $5.99. So aside from that, pretty much what we have inside the car right now is $2,285.44. So far we're still under budget for what I was expecting, because I was planning on buying this car originally for $2,400 after everything. So I think if we're lucky, we might actually be able to get the car for like fixed and ready to go for less than I was expecting to even pay for the car, which would be crazy. So anyways, we're gonna go ahead and work on the back and try to get that frame fixed out. The only thing that we have left to do aside from that pretty much is the crash bar, rear crash bar. The headlight here is a little funky, and a few other like little things. But I think we could possibly get this for under $2,500, running, driving, and all that. Probably around $3 grand after the DMV fees and all that. Anyways, let's start working on this rear subframe. Hey, what's going on guys? It's Brandon Mondo, and today I'm going to be working on the RX-7. I'm going to be trying to get the turbo fixed, and my dad is going to try to fix the rear trunk. I don't really know what to call this part of the FRS. He's going to try a new tool from Harbor Freight that he got. He's going to try that out, see if he can get that to pop out right. And it's like 1 3/4 inches that way. It needs to be coming back this way. So we'll see how he gets that. And we'll just let him do that. Meanwhile, I'm going to be over here working on the RX-7. If you guys didn't know, I don't know if I uploaded the video last, but that turbo has a broken stud in the back, so we got to get the turbo out, and then we're going to try to extract the stud out of it. I got some new studs and some new bolts, and I hope I can make a new gasket as well. We'll see what happens. Not much room to work in here, so we'll get started. Alright, so update. I got the turbo out. I was originally planning on just pulling it from this flange right here, but they actually have it locked in with this thing, which is kind of a pain to get to while it's in there. And on top of that, when it's in there, it actually, this bolt is impossible to get to. This bolt is really, really hard to get to, and that one is also impossible to get to. All just because the intake is right there, and the only way to get the intake off is by first pulling the turbo off, because there's also a bolt right there that is blocked by the turbo. So, with that being said, the only way to get it out was with the full manifold. In the back here, there's 4 bolts, and these are also a huge pain to get to, but I was able to get them out. And so with that, we might have to replace that gasket. It looks like it's fine, but it might have to be replaced. Aside from that, I just don't even want to put this back in here. It's way too tight of space, but we'll work on it, see if we can get it fixed. If we can get it fixed, we'll throw it back in. If not, not the end of the world. As far as the FRS, so battery died earlier, but FRS is coming along better. This is really straight here, but now we need to get this to all come out that way. And that's proven to be a difficult time with none of our tools fitting and just hard area to get into. But as he's working on that, I'm going to be working on the turbo here. So the problem that I had with this one is this stud right here actually broke off, and as you can see, I couldn't get it out. It was the middle of winter when this broke, so we're going to go ahead and try to hopefully get it out with some heat and some other things. And worst case scenario, we got to cut it off. I believe this stud is still good, so I think we can reuse that one. But as far as that goes, we need to get this stud out, and I got some new ones that we can put in. Hey, look at that. A new turbo for the FRS. No. I'm just kidding though. Obviously that's the turbo for the RX7, and I stopped recording and I didn't pick up the camera again after I was done with working on the turbo. I decided that this turbo I'm not going to use. It's got too much shaft play in it. I can show you guys in a second here. But it's got way too much shaft play in the turbo, and I'm just not going to use it. It's such a waste of time to even put any hours in that thing just to try and get that thing running just so I can drive it around. It's just really not worth it right now. I'm going to wait until I can get an actual turbo to throw on there that's going to make more power and just be better all around. This turbo's kind of garbage. And yeah, here, I can show you guys the shaft play on this real quick. Like, hopefully the lighting's good enough, but you can literally hear it too. I'll go up from the back. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's so hard to tell, but if I spin it, you can actually hear it rubbing against it too. Whatever. I don't think you guys could hear it on camera or even see it, but there's a pretty significant amount of shaft play. It actually hits from up in the top and bottom. This is really hard for me to show you guys without like taking it apart and showing you guys. So anyways, we also finished the back of the FRS. I didn't record any of this. I don't know why I didn't, but as you guys can see, this is all nice and straight now. See how it comes at a perfect angle and everything? Well, perfect. We're going to put a little bit more time into it to make it look a little bit more pretty, but aside from that, it's all perfect and good to go. It's all back to square, it needs to be where it needs to be, and all that stuff. So anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'm actually about to record it right now if you guys can't see these packages. We're about to get the FRS running. So watch tomorrow's video for that, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. I'm out. Adios.
I seen a lot of shit I shouldn't have, but never forgot it though. Brothers on the corner selling crack like it was not it though. Walk inside my kitchen, baking soda all up on the floor. Police banging on the door while gripping the 44. I was just a youngin', but this type of shit I seen before. Y'all see a white boy, but my daddy a Negro. Half-breed motherfucker, grip the mic and heat flow. I just wanna spread love, they want me to bleed slow. I just wanna keep the peace.